We have a new Slayer song that we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Cover Killer Nation. It's entitled When the Stillness Comes, from the as of yet titled new studio album from Slayer, which is due here in 2015 via Nuclear Blast Records. However, this song is also set to be released in a format for Record Store Day, which is upcoming here within the next couple of days. So this is a song that has been released officially. It was announced back in October, so let's talk about it a little bit. Now, we've already talked about one song off of this yet-to-be titled disc. We talked about that track last year, so at this rate, at one song being released per year, we should have a new album in about 10 years, because most Slayer's albums have anywhere between 10 to 12 tracks, so. But that's besides the point. This track starts off pretty slowly, and it starts off kind of basically. It's one that reminds me a lot of the introduction for songs such as Seasons in the Abyss from all the way back in the earliest part of the 1990s, only not with as much foreboding element to it. This one is, I think, trying to go for a little more of a haunting element, either that or a little bit more of a mood-building element, because whenever you think of the words "when the stillness comes," you think about the moment in which somebody perhaps goes from the struggles of trying to maintain life to basically their body and their spirit embracing death. And this sense of foreboding is kind of nice, but the difference between this track and a track like Seasons in the Abyss is that the introduction, which is more than 2 minutes in length on that track, has a little bit more going on. It feels a lot more engaging. It gives you a reason to continue to listen on because you know it's all building towards something. I also think about the song Playing with Dolls, which was off of World Painted Blood, and it also harkens back some pretty bad memories of Diabolus and Musica. Now, once this song starts to track in and starts to amplify itself up a little bit, you kind of expect a bit of an explosion to occur, but instead you get vocals that are sung at a very mid-ranged register. This is not one where we're seeing Tom Araya try to break new sound barriers with his high notes, either that or try to do something that he's not really characteristic for with his lows. This is very square in the middle, very typical for Slayers of this age whenever they're attempting to do something that has a little bit more of a slower pace to it, such as this track. Overall, the song feels just kind of okay. It's not one that really is as impressive, I think, as the previous track, Implode, was. I feel that Implode had a little bit more energy to it, but at the same time also felt just like something was missing, something was lacking, and I'm not going with that. I'm not going with that simple idea of, oh, it's Jeff Hanneman that's missing. We know he's missing. We know he's been gone. That's not what I mean by that. I mean that it just seems like the same problem that has been characterized by a lot of latter-era Slayer albums has now come forward within these two tracks, where everything sounds and feels like it would be a good track, but something needs injected in order to put it over the top and kind of put it among the pantheon of greats that the band delivered throughout the earliest stages and the middle part of their career. It just seems as though you don't get that same feeling of completion whenever you finish this track. In fact, it kind of just trails off very, very quickly, and you kind of expect a little bit more from it, and you don't get it. And it kind of leaves you a bit either uneasy or there's a feeling of dissatisfaction that will sometimes kind of flow around you. All in all, I'd say that this track is on par with Implode, only it's done its job in kind of a different way, where it showcases that this album does have a little bit of potential. However, it's something where you hope that the remainder of the songs on there don't follow this similar formula of kind of leaving you kind of hanging a little bit. It's not even an idea of wanting more, it's the idea that you should probably have a little more. I think that the track has its quirky and candid moments that really kind of work for it, but all in all, it's not a track that I feel I'm going to be revisiting over and over again. And if I were to be going out on Record Store Day and I would see this as one of the features, I'd probably pass it by in favor of Woke Up to Find Out by the Grateful Dead. And that's not even based around preference, it's just based around the fact that I'd be getting more from that, considering it's a 5 CD set. What did you guys think about this track? What did you think about When the Stillness Comes by Slayer, the new song that debuted today, April whatever day this is, 2015? Let me know in the comments below what are your expectations for the new Slayer album, and what do you hope that you will see, or should I say hear, that you haven't heard yet, or are you pleased with what you've heard so far? Let me know in the comments, and we can talk about it. Cover Killer Nation, see you later.